Hello again, and welcome back to our 31 and 31 series, our month of conversations with Proverbs 31 women. Today's guest is Jina Jeffries, co-owner of Pig N Out BBQ, and a woman whose life embodies the spirit of servanthood and family devotion. Jina may be busy running a restaurant with her husband Wade, but she still makes time to serve her community, whether volunteering at the Salvation Army, organizing charitable projects, or using her restaurant as a place for emergency fundraisers for those in need with medical expenses. After the sudden loss of her mother, Jina also has stepped into the role of caregiver for her aging father, all while cherishing the joy of being a grandmother. Her heart for service and her commitment to family reflects the Proverbs 31 woman in action. I am honored to share her story of faith, of service, and love with you today. Join me now as we spend an early morning talking with Jina. Good morning, Jina.
Good morning.
I'm so excited to be here with you today. Well, I'm happy to be here with you today, even though the sun is just now cresting over the horizon behind us. This is going to be an exciting day for me to be up this early, but it's a good reason to be up, to tell a story of how God has worked in your life and how you are using your servant heart to serve others in this community too. And I know it's hard for you to talk about because you don't want any credit at all for the things that you do. And we're not here to give credit to the people that are on these podcasts. We're here to give credit to God for the work He's doing through the people on the podcast. And so tell us a little bit about yourself and your family and your role in running this delicious restaurant.
I'm Jina Jeffries. I am married to Wade Jeffries, and we have two beautiful kids and two absolutely adorable grandbabies that are the highlight of our life. And I'm a co-owner here with him. I joined him about 3 years ago. 4. Gosh, I can't even remember. And, you know, as a husband and wife, most people don't want to work together. We've made it work. We rotate a lot. I love early mornings. He's more the middle of the afternoon kind of guy, and then I come in and close it. So it's worked really well of us being able to make a go of it anyway.
Well, so running a restaurant is a monumental task in life. I mean, it's nonstop. I mean, it's not just the hours that you're open.
Right.
There are lots of things behind the scenes, especially this type of restaurant, barbecue, and the only pit barbecue still in town.
Yeah.
Which is delicious, wonderful. Pig N Out BBQ. How do you find time, honestly, with grandchildren, your children, and now caregiving for a parent that's aging, and running this business? How do you balance all of that?
I don't know the answer to that.
But God.
But God.
Yeah.
Yes, I know a guy. That is it. It's just knowing how much good you can do and how many people you can reach. It's just having a strong family and good employees that allow you to come in and go out and come in and go out is really the only way to do it.
Yeah, that's key, I think, too. But otherwise, you would run yourself ragged completely.
Yes.
You can't be all things to all people.
No.
So, in the middle of trying to do all of those things, you find time each week to volunteer at different lots of different things. But one of your things you do weekly, I think, is the Salvation Army.
Yes.
And are you serving in the kitchen and the food?
In the kitchen and serving the food.
The food.
Yeah.
Which is tied directly into your service, service in the food industry, which I think too in Proverbs 31, we're tying a lot of these episodes to the virtues and the values and the actions
Yes.
of the woman in Proverbs 31. And, she tended the fields, and from her profits, she would build vineyards. And to me, the correlation to that in modern day is being resourceful, but then using your blessings to bless others.
Yes.
Which I think is what you do with the Salvation Army. Tell us a little bit about experiences you've had and what drives you to want to serve at the Salvation Army.
First and foremost, it's really just wanting to give back. Mm-hmm. We've been extremely blessed with the restaurant, and have met so many people. Mm-hmm. And in the women and the men at the Salvation Army that are the backbone of it do this daily. Mm-hmm. So for us to give one day of a week to mm-hmm. them, or actually hours, it's not even a full day, it's hours, is such a blessing to us to get to walk alongside them and see the 200 people that come through the line.
Wow, it's that many?
Yes, some days it's more. Matter of fact, this past week they sold out one day, or not sold out, but gave everything away that they had.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I mean, to me, to realize a person that has never experienced homelessness or been that down in my luck, to the people we don't know and you don't see unless you step into this role and get to witness it. Mm-hmm. They're the heroes. They're the ones that, that serve these people daily. Yeah.
Are they creating the meals from scratch, or is it
some
local restaurants like yours maybe supplying some of it?
It's everything. There's individuals that supply. There's grocery stores in town that give. Mm-hmm. But yes, there are 2 or 3 women every morning that go in there and prepare a lot of this from scratch.
God bless them.
And have been doing it for years. I mean, it's just, I'll leave there some days feet tired and I'm thinking, and Wade and I will talk about it, and I'm like, these women do it, or these women and men do it 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And none of them are young. I mean, they're
and that's the scary part that we should touch on for anyone that's out there listening, that has a heart for volunteerism.
Yes.
We've got to pay attention as Gen Xers and the millennials coming behind us, that a lot of the backbone nonprofits in our communities that are getting things done are being run and operated by an aging population that are not going to be with us at some point. They're going to go on to their heavenly homes, and what's going to happen
exactly
to those agencies if we don't all gather up and step up?
Yes.
And do it now so that we can learn and get the wisdom, from these folks before it's too late, before they're gone.
Oh, definitely. I wish they had, and they are always looking for volunteers, always. And it's one of the easiest places I've ever walked into and been able to volunteer. They are very good at telling you because they've got it down to a fine tune.
Right. They don't need us to go in and reinvent it.
No, they just need us to step in and give our hands and our feet and do what they need done.
Do what they need done. That's great. Is there a story about the restaurant at all that you can think of, a time where maybe your heart was blessed by a customer?
Oh,
so many.
So we have the opportunity to, especially in slower times, to come out and talk to our customers and get to know them and their personal stories, whether it's new babies, new grandchildren, a sickness, a death.
Boy, do I know about that.
And you can, the restaurant has provided us the ability to walk along beside them. Some of them just need an ear.
Yeah.
We've got people that come in daily they just want somebody to sit down and spend 5 minutes with them and talk to them and make them feel like a human.
Yeah.
We have older customers that come in that live alone, that, come in and eat their meal here every night. And you get to know them. They're family.
Yeah.
And the restaurant has provided us several opportunities of being able to use it as a resource to bless them. And that that's our greatest joy, is to be
Yeah.
able to reach the community and,
Yeah.
and bless them.
Yeah. We know you and Wade to be very active in your church, New Life
Yes.
Church, and the church itself,
Yes.
as a whole, does a lot of things in the community as well. And how has your faith played a role in sustaining the restaurant now for how many years? It's been
9. We've had it 9 since
9
2016.
years. Yeah. Your faith in an ever-changing economy and owning a restaurant through COVID and all those good things. What's one of the tools of your faith that you rely on the most?
Prayer.
Prayer.
Prayer is a big thing.
Yeah.
And trust, just trusting in God that through the hard times, it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's, we're located in a, not the main part of town,
Mm-hmm.
The outskirts per se of where the industry is and where work is.
Yeah.
And
the only restaurant on this side of town, actually. Yeah.
And, we've just been number one. If we do anything, our church is our number one supporter.
Mm-hmm.
If we ask for help, if we tell them we're volunteering or we're doing something, they are the first ones to come alongside us,
Mm-hmm.
Along with our good friends. But it's just been, I don't know. It's just been every step when it turned COVID, when it was, like you said, the times of bad, the economy, when people were scared to spend their money.
Mm-hmm.
We've just been blessed.
Yeah.
I don't, you leave here every night going, other people are shutting down or closing, and we're still sustaining. We're still able to.
Yeah. Standing room only in here at lunch.
Yeah.
For about an hour, it's pretty much standing room only, which is amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. So, but that's got a lot to do with how people feel when they come here. I'm a firm believer in that statement that, it's not what you say to me, it's how you make me feel.
Yes.
As far as a customer relationship goes. So let's kind of talk a little bit about a pretty significant change you've had go on in your life within the last few years, and your parents relocating here from Florida, moving back here, and within days, was it weeks?
It was 6 weeks,
6 weeks of your mom and dad moving here. Mom decided she didn't like living here. She wanted to go live with Jesus.
Yes. It was time. Yes,
so she just went on and did that. And that's where she is now. And you are caregiving for your aging father now.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that transition and where you found God the most in that.
It's been the hardest.
Yeah.
But yet the biggest blessing in my life. They had lived in Florida for almost 20 years. So being away from them on a daily basis, and then having them come back on a daily, hourly basis of being there, was not something I was looking forward to, in the sense of, I love my parents. I didn't think I was old enough to take care of them. I didn't think I was ready for that point. I just had grandbabies. I was ready to
be grandma,
be grandma and do that. But it's been a challenge and a struggle to make it work, to be able to go out there every day with him and spend time and make sure he eats, and to make, that kind of stuff. He's got health issues and doctor's appointments, and now we're doing radiation daily, and
and you have siblings.
I have
but
siblings.
You're the only one that lives here.
Yeah, right? I live here. I have a sister in Georgia and a brother in Missouri. He comes down monthly for a weekend. My sister is now blessed, thank you Lord, to get a remote job. So she is coming in like for a week at a time, and trying to do it every month to give me a break and to help and spend time with Dad. Yeah. It's just a time in your life that to give back. They took care of you.
What words of encouragement do you have for the person that's entering this same phase of life where they're now caregiving for their parents?
to hang in there, to get rest when you can get rest.
Yeah.
But this too shall end.
Yeah.
And that's the way I think that I live every day in the moment to be able to feel how blessed I am to have an 88-year-old dad that I get to spend time with daily. And so many people never got to experience that.
Yeah. I think it's so important to remember on the hard days and with the hard things, and when you're tired and they're tired and they're frustrated, and I think too they are realizing that they are in their end days.
Yes.
And by end days I mean he could live another 10 years.
Right.
He's going to live till God says he's not going to live. But I think it's just, when we all get to these stages of our lives, our parents get to their stage, and then we're following along as their caregivers. Everybody's, realizing we're coming to the close of a pretty big chapter in all of our lives, and we have to have some patience with each other.
Definitely.
And some understanding.
And I think that's one of what I'm walking through now is to learn the patience.
Remember to don't lose the joy in it.
Yes.
Don't lose the joy if you can.
Right.
Daily.
And and honestly, let them talk.
Yeah.
Let them share their stories.
Yeah.
Because they're reminiscing, they're remembering, they know, like you said, that they're not in their prime.
Yeah.
My dad's biggest regret is not being able to do the things that was his life of doing. He was a doer. He could do anything. And now to sit in a chair and to watch other people do it, kills him just a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So to be able to just sit across from them and let them talk and listen to all they've been through, and their perspective has changed, from and mine, but from looking at my dad as my hero to now listening to him tell his stories, it's just a privilege.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. I agree. I'm a big proponent of people convincing their parents to tell their stories audibly and recording them. Even if you just turn your phone on your voice memo for a conversation and just let them talk, because that's my biggest fear of the day, when the day comes of losing my parents. And thank God I'm still blessed to have them both, and they're healthy enough to be able to drive themselves here and eat once or twice a week, but that's my biggest fear is losing them and time passing and me forgetting their voices.
Yes.
I don't want to forget their voices.
No.
So
our son, actually the year my mom passed, so 3 years ago for Christmas, got my dad a book to write. So that is something that when we all get together, we'll pull the book out and make him go back and try to remember some stuff and tell us. And it's funny. It's because, which one of us kids were this?
Who's
or which one of this,
Get him to write down who the favorite is. So, grandchildren. Woo, grandchildren. Aside from all the joys that come from all the other things in life, is there much greater in life than grandchildren?
Nothing.
There's not.
Nothing.
And not that we don't love our girls.
We do.
Just a disclaimer, girls. We love you very much. We love you very much. You are our favorites.
Favorite daughter.
You're our favorite daughters. But gosh, I wasn't prepared for the reality of grandchildren.
No.
I wasn't. I was that mom, to my daughter who, if she had a child, it was great. If she didn't, no big deal to me, but goodness.
Well, I honestly
don't know what life would have been like at this point in my life without.
Oh, we wouldn't have the joy. On my darkest days when they people say the best thing is watching them run up to you and give you a hug.
With those little arms and screaming whatever your grandma. What's your grandma name?
Mimi.
Mimi, I'm Gigi. Yeah.
And I didn't realize how fulfilling and how much it would fill me having them sit by you in church on Sundays.
Oh yeah.
Or Clay, who's 4, last week when they were doing prayer requests, asked for prayers for his grandpa, which is my dad.
Yeah.
Watching them start to grow
Yeah.
and love Jesus and be a part of sharing in and wanting to care and wanting to help and wanting to serve it's just, boy, does it on a bad day does it do your heart good.
Oh yeah, gosh. And those children's prayers, my husband was children's minister, and I've messed around and gotten mascara in my eye and it's burning. He was children's minister, for 27, 28 years, I guess it was. And, it's one of his favorite times every week was prayer concerns. And, he said, for years we've prayed for goldfish and, kitty cats and he's known a lot of things too about a lot of things that have gone on in the homes, because they'll ask you to pray for anything.
They will.
And no inhibitions about, what
the
they
faith
want you
of
to
a
pray.
child.
The faith of a child. That's right. The food truck. That's a new, as if you didn't have enough to do already. Your son-in-law has come on board and joined you here in the restaurant. A succession plan.
Yes,
I hope
it is definitely
to keep Pig N Out going for years to come. But you have embarked on the food truck world, and that's exciting. And tell us what that's called. The truck,
Squeals on Wheels.
Love it. Love it, and it's super cute paint job on the truck too. And so that's an adventure in and of itself.
It's an exhausting adventure. I admire everybody that does a full truck or a full-time food truck. We're right now just doing it once or twice a week, the weekends. Just
special events.
We can do catering out of it. We can do different things out of it. But it was just a way to give Justin his own while he's learning the restaurant. We're not planning on jumping ship right away, but there's a lot to it. And Wade's been doing it for years. So it's just kind of letting us add. We really can't add on here, So it's a way to be able to reach more and expand it.
Is there anything we haven't touched on today that you wanted to share with our listeners about servanthood, really, and life balance? I think it's kind of.
No, just if I can do it, you can do it.
Oh, that's great advice. That's great advice. So simple, but so great.
That's even when you're exhausted, it's the reward is so much.
I think from the volunteering standpoint, especially with homelessness, because we've been involved in homelessness, not through the Salvation Army, but through other organizations through the years, and I just always remind myself when I have one of those pity parties and, life's not going the way I need it to go or I want it to go, that just take a breath, and you, most of the time, can just simply walk out in your front yard and look up and down your street and pick a house, any house, and there's always somebody that's going through something that makes your stuff look like peanut butter.
Exactly.
It spreads easily, and I just think people should be more mindful. I would encourage people to be more mindful of get outside of yourself.
Get
outside
right there.
of yourself as much as you can, and get off that pity party, and
it's okay to have the pity party. We all have it.
Don't wallow in it.
Don't wallow in it. Go, and like you said, if you don't judge people by their circumstances, but you just love them, you can touch so many people. It doesn't matter their where they're at in life. People just want to be seen.
And not everyone who's walking through, particularly homelessness, not everyone who's walking through a situation where they are not currently housed intended to be there.
Exactly.
I mean, not everything is about addiction. Not everything is about untreated mental illness. Sometimes there are legit circumstances.
Right.
And the reality is, you and I and anybody listening to this episode is one mistake away from being in the same
Yeah.
situation.
And I don't think people realize that.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize that
life really is fragile.
Yeah.
Really is fragile. And do all you can.
Yes.
All you can. If someone wants to volunteer at Salvation Army, what would they do? Just show up during
the best would be to call Lisa and
Okay.
just tell her. She'll tell you that, what time to be there, or but yes, you can show up. It's just that they keep the doors locked until they're ready to serve. So if they're not expecting you to come, they might think you're somebody waiting on a meal or that kind of stuff. So the best thing I would do is call the Salvation Army and just tell them, hey, I want to serve. When do you need me?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they have a Facebook page. The Dyersburg facility has a Facebook page. But there's a Salvation Army in most communities.
There are.
And if not, there are tons of communities. There's Tennessee Homeless Solutions. Many of your churches and faith-based organizations run. We have several here.
Yes.
If I tried to name another, I would forget. Multiple, and so I don't want to do injustice to all of them. But there are ways. If that's something that is tugs on your heart. And that's a way that you think you would like to serve. There are plenty of opportunities in your community. You can call your Chamber of Commerce. You could call your city hall. There's any number of ways, I think.
You can put a post on Facebook. You want to, if you don't have the time, which is where we started at the beginning of wanting to give, we didn't have the time to do it. But if you've got the resources to be at, food, clothes, health supplies. Yeah. Anything you can give takes you, the time to go pick it up and to drop it off and
a kind word.
Yes. And like you said, there's so many churches and different organizations that monthly have collections that you can give to.
Yeah.
And if all of us would do that,
if all of us just gave 1 hour a month, just 1 hour a month somewhere to some agency that's doing good work, positively impacting lives. Oh gosh, what
I did not realize this until I started volunteering at our Salvation Army, but they're not paid.
No.
Zip. None of them get anything. And I think people think that they're paid to be down there, and they're not. These are men and women that literally have given their life to give to others. And like I said, watching them for Wade and I to go down there 4 or 5 hours a week is like nothing.
Yeah.
You feel like when you leave, you're like,
I should do more.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't be here anymore. And yes, and I just, people, they need help in the thrift store. They can't keep the thrift store open for people to come in because people won't volunteer to help. They don't have enough volunteers to help sort the stuff. We've got people that'll just drop their stuff off.
Yeah.
But, if an hour or two a week just to sort what's been donated, would go a long way.
The store.
Yes.
Because the store helps fund.
Yes, that's where they make their, yes.
Yeah. So it's a hamster wheel of services that need to keep rolling.
So if you've got the time or the energy to do it, then, do it. Call any of them.
But thinking about it, do it.
That's it.
Yeah. Pray about it. God will lead you to where He needs you to serve. He really will. So, at every episode on Authentically You, we always wrap up the conversation with the guest sharing scripture or two that has meant a lot to you. Do you have one?
I have several.
I have a whole book.
I have a book. when you were talking about this, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do you pick? How do you pick because daily it's a different one that you go to.
So which one today is on your mind?
I would say Isaiah 40:31.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I'll just read it just so, but those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. To me, daily, I rely on that.
Strength.
The strength of the Lord is always present.
Yeah.
And He's, just ask. Just if you got something hard, just ask.
Yeah.
And I think that's what so many people think it's hard. If you don't know the right words or you don't know, the eloquent way to say something, just ask.
Yeah. I think one of the most effective ways, and some people might think this is crazy, but one of the most effective ways that I pray, especially in those times, and I know you've had them too, we all go through days where we feel this distance as Christians. Sometimes we get so bogged down, with the things of life that we feel this distance between us and God, and we have this yearning to draw closer, but the noise of the world is, interfering, and we can't get that pushed out mentally. And one of the things that I legit do is I sit down at my dining room table and I pull up, the chair, one of the other chairs, and I literally talk to the chair. Now, you walk in my house, and you would think, yep, it's time. She's losing it, but I'm not losing it. I'm regaining my center.
Yeah, that's it.
And that that's a little crazy, but if you have a hard time praying, just pretend that there's a person sitting across from you in a chair at a restaurant.
I had a lady in church in a women's group. We were talking, and one of the things was when you close your eyes and you're starting to pray at night, or you're getting ready to say your prayers, and your mind's going every which way. And I was like, sometimes I have it's so hard to focus on what I know I need to pray for. And she looked at me and she said, maybe it's God telling you to pray for that other. He's leading you to go.
I haven't thought about that.
She said, go down that rabbit hole. Go, take it and see.
Yeah.
And that has brought more clarity to me than
I don't remember that.
It was so simple to realize, okay, maybe
that's the Holy Spirit saying this is where we need to talk tonight.
Yeah. And it just, I don't know.
My problem with praying at night is I fall asleep in the middle of the prayer.
Well, I used to say that all the time.
You think God's telling me I need to rest?
Yes, I do.
Time to rest.
4:10 in the morning is not the time to go to sleep. That's when some of us are getting up. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Well, I have appreciated so much you sitting down and being part of this series. I knew from the beginning a whole laundry list of the women that I needed to reach out to, and you were among the top of the list to reach out to. And so, and I knew it would be hard for you, and I knew you would give me grief about it, that I'd have to almost convince you to do it. But I really knew that once you prayed about it, I knew what God was going to tell you to do. So, and I thank you for listening to him.
Look, you were one of my inspirations from the very beginning, from the first time. And before we bought the restaurant, and you were already coming in here, and we met you and got to sit down and talk with you and about the process and about where you were in your life and what you were going through. And you've always let God shine through you. And
I'm glad you were looking at those times.
I
was. Not always.
Well, you have been in my life, and I appreciate it. And I appreciate what you're doing for these other women.
Thank you. And I would ask you and all the listeners to keep praying each day. We're early in the 31 days at this point, and just keep praying. We've even got a few holes still to fill in the 31 days, so be praying about that. That we get down to the end of the month and get every one of the days filled. So just be praying about that God will lead some women that have been invited to either accept the invitation or to lead us to
just say yes.
Just say yes. Or to lead us to someone else who is supposed to fill that spot.
Something that's got something that needs to be heard.
God's got who the 31 are. I don't know necessarily yet who all of them are. I've got just a few days left, but I'm wondering whose those are going to be. So I'll just ask you to be praying about that.
I will.
So thanks again.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go back home and go back to bed for about an hour.
I got work to do.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Thanks for joining in today for this episode of the 31 in 31 series, a month of conversations with Proverbs 31 women here at the Authentically You Network podcast. We look forward to yet another great episode tomorrow and hope that you will join us to be inspired, encouraged, and have your faith strengthened. Have a great day and be blessed.